So the grind is a space for everyone, right? You can do anything that you want. You can read poetry, sing a song, do stand-up comedy. It really is like, I think, one of the most inclusive spots on campus. So I always like to say everyone has some sort of talent, right? Everyone can at the very least go up there and tell a corny one-line joke. And it's just the only spot on campus where anyone can get up there and perform.
To me, it's really just like an open space. It's really a place where anyone can go and feel welcome. And you can just go in there and perform a couple songs and get your voice out there. You can do what you like to do and show it off to other people. And some people, maybe someone will notice you. Who knows?
The reasons for me to perform, it's just what I do. I love attention. And yeah, I like playing for people. I like making people smile.
I used to perform a lot in high school, and so this is kind of like my weekly, hey, look at me kind of deal. But I just really like to hang out with my friends and sing songs that I don't know very well, because I never know when I'm performing until like 5 minutes before I perform. My name is Tia Rolinski. I'm one of the hosts of The Grind. We get here at 7 o'clock and we set up between 7 and 8:30. Our boss Dave brings the food and then we bring that up, and it's really just set up, take down. All the stuff is ready for us in our own little closet downstairs. We definitely have a lot of music. This year we have a saxophone player that comes regularly. We had an accordion player at the first grind. It's really interesting when there's people who aren't just playing guitar and singing, but I really like when stand-up comedians come and some people read poetry. Most of the people who come to the grind every week are regulars, and sometimes we'll get a few random people here and there, but a lot of the people who come every week just come because it's kind of a community, and a lot of people really love being there with all of their friends. Well, Cobalt, you interviewed Cobalt. He's such an incredible musician. So if he's here, then I really take my opportunities to perform with him, because it's once he's gone, he'll be gone, and I want to spend as much time performing with him as possible and creating good stuff. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He doesn't even go here.
My name is Cobalt Tolbert, Cobalt Tolbert. I don't know. I originally started playing just because I was 13 and I wanted to meet girls, and it turns out that if you play guitar, it's not as big anymore. It's an '80s thing, I think. But regardless, I ended up even so, I ended up playing 7 hours of guitar a day for years, so girls wasn't even part of that equation. At that point, you can't even have a social life. I don't know, the grind in particular means friends. I've been to a few open mics where everyone's just they're just waiting to go up and perform. None of them just come to see the show. And here, there's a healthy dose of just audience members, which is already great. But even all the performers are just supportive of other people performing. It's a really open environment in that way. So, I don't know, the grind is just, it's what an open mic should be. I perform as an identity thing at this point. I've spent so much time playing music. For the longest time, it's all I define myself by. Me at my core is a performing person. That's probably why I perform. It's purely to establish my identity in a group. If I want to just be like, hey, I'm the guy who plays guitar. Also just reminds me of what I'm good at. I generally just stay in my little academic hobby hole all day, and it's so nice to come to a place after studying for hours on end and saying hi to all the hosts and the people who work there, and also college kids are so receptive, but particularly at Champlain.
perform under the name DJ Roast Beef. It's fun. It's a good way to express myself, and one of the things I do to like take my mind off studies. The grind is purely recreational, and I really enjoy that. I love the saxophone, and I want to share. I also think it's different from what is normally played at the grind. There's a lot of like white guys with guitars. This is Champlain, so I figured I would be a white guy with a saxophone. The biggest question is always like, what am I gonna play? Because personally, I don't like to repeat myself, so I try to find new music. I mean, there's always like nervousness for performance stuff, but I find like the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
All right, you guys ready? Because I'm not. I'm Eli Blake, if you want first and last. I've played a few times before, so I mean, for me, I know like the crowd there is good. There's never been a bad crowd. Honestly, the people who are just like shouting at me there, those are just all friends. I love those guys. So I have no questions about it. I'm never worried about it. Like I'm always, there's always like stage fright and everyone gets that. But for the most part, I'm never worried about the crowd. I know the crowd's gonna be great. In performing, for me, it's just being able to get what I like to do out to everyone. It really shows off a side of you that people otherwise probably wouldn't see. Because there's a lot of people who like play guitar. There's tons of people who play guitar, but there's not a lot of people that will go ahead and perform because of it. Just for like stage fright, they're pretty shy people, but they love playing guitar. And so to me, it's just it's a fun aspect that really lets you show off who you are. For me, it's just a love of music. That is what really makes me want to perform more. It's just how much I love music and how much I want to pursue music. My musical influence is Jeff Rosenstock. He's a big one, and that's it's stuff like that makes me think I can do this, and so it's always fun to go out there and perform.
The grind, I mean, I'm a senior now. I've been hosting for 2 years. It's almost like my baby at this point. I've been doing it all 4 years. The number of weeks that I've missed in the last 4 years, you could probably count on your hands. Personally, as the host, I always try to do a different song every week. I try to not repeat myself too much. The only questions I'm asking are, are people going to get tired of me performing the same thing? Because I'm one of the only people who performs every single week. My first year here, we had a bunch of bands, right? Like a couple like jam bands, a few bands that like actually rehearsed their stuff, performed their own songs. One year it was a lot of poetry and comedy. This year it's been a lot of, I've heard some unique instruments. There's a saxophone playing right now. Somebody played an accordion at the orientation grind. So this year it's been sort of a little unique. My favorite thing about the grind? Whenever someone new performs, especially when it's someone who you don't you just look at them and you're like, all right, this person's gonna do karaoke or whatever, and it's gonna be fine, and they just blow you away. People are only gonna laugh at you if that's what you want them to do, right? Nobody laughs at bad acts or anything like that. There aren't like considerations about like, oh, what is the audience gonna think? Because it's the grind, right? That's the whole thing, is that the audience is there to support you. The grind is, it's like a home, honestly.